I would never have learnt to ski if this hadn't happened to me. It's not something that even came into my whole, motorbikes, engines, that was all me. This is a whole new aspect of my life that I would never have had. It all started a conversation at a friend's house, and her daughter, who also has a disability, was talking about a ski trip at school, to which the mum had said, well, you won't be going on that because you're disabled. Very quickly, how dare you put us into a box that we can't do something? And then the conversation opened up, we explored it, then decided, right, I'm going to do it. Prior to my injury, I had already started to learn how to ride a motorbike, and then obviously the incident happened, and after that I was very single track minded. Yes, I'm going to get back onto a motorbike, this is what I'm going to do, nothing's going to change, this is not going to define who I am. And suddenly the whole motorbike aspect became too different for me. So what I found initially with the skiing, I found it really heartwarming actually that I was able to fill the gap that was missing from riding motorbikes. I monoski, so I get out of my chair and get into a monoski, and it's almost in that moment that you leave your disability in your wheelchair and you go on the slope. So a monoski is a bucket seat that you sit in that has suspension on it. So you're strapped into it, strapped in three places, feet, across your knees and braced across your chest. And because you're on one ski, you then have what's called outriggers, so they're effectively like crutches with skis attached to the bottom. They are what facilitate your turn and your balance as well. What John was very clear at the beginning, my instructor, was if you want to be independent on the ski slopes, then you choose mono, because by skiing you're tethered to someone or someone is bringing you down. So although mono's harder to learn initially, that allows you the freedom on the slope. So that was it, that was the decision made, that was what we were doing.
My name's John, I'm the Regional Manager in the north of England for Disability Snowsport UK. First met Marie about 14 months ago, so just over a year. We've together had 52 lessons. Marie was eager to learn and explained to me pretty clearly that's what she was intent on doing. We're going to be working principally on balance. Now do 2 claps. Yeah. Now do 3. They were just faster.
Really?
So before we can get into the stage of the lesson where we want to be accessing the freestyle features, we'll warm up. So the idea is just try and balance. Look at the horizon. Just try and balance on the edge. Sweet. You can stay there almost indefinitely. The last thing from the turn before is this movement, and then if you're garlanding, it's flat, and then more edge, and then have another go.
So very obvious.
Yeah.
Flat.
Edge. Turn. Turn. Yeah, so can you do that as far as you can go without falling over? Come back a bit and see if you can still balance.
What, come back this way?
Yeah, so do your neutral balance. Yep, so that you're just balancing, take your time. That's already more edge, right? You've got a banana shaped on your body. Your hip has moved a little bit.
The day of the incident is one that'll haunt me forever, and I could almost take you through second by second. I was a nursery nurse within the nursery, and then came back in from lunch to the nursery. Kids were playing, everything was going great, and slipped and fell at the water tray. And I knew instantly that there was something, just wasn't a normal slip. And my right leg had came behind my back, and as I fell back over, it's the heel that's done the damage to the point of impact in the spine. The ambulance was called, Mike was phoned. I'm very aware of consultants talking in the corner and hushed voices. The consultant then came over and said, we need to transfer you to Glasgow, Marie. At that point I completely and utterly broke down. That's when I knew it was serious. You know, just tell me what needs to happen to fix. And it's that brutal conversation that you get sat down and you can't fix. And it was saying to my mum and dad, it was so hard. And I always remember just not wanting to be a disappointment through nothing I had asked for, which was so hard and so unfair.
To watch your wife come to terms with that, that was really, really hard.
The whole incident in itself was, to the outside, it was just a slip, and that was very much how Dumfries and Galloway Council carried it forward. But then when we pursued it, it very quickly became, oh, this is really quite ugly actually. I like, yeah, it's ugly. And you want to come and live a day in my life and see how ugly my life is through rehabilitation, physiotherapy, busting I got every day just to get out of your bed. And they did that so that the unfair never goes away. You just need to learn how you're going to be better at dealing with it. So as a result of my injuries, we have had to make quite significant renovations to the property we're in.
Oh yes.
They're all good.
So what, oh, that's Silverstone now.
Decisions.
Stuttgart, Glasgow.
One of the biggest blows was they turned round with the councillors and said 87% of marriages fail, so have you prepared for that? And at that point I was like, prepared for it? Well, you've just told me I'm not going to walk again and now you're telling me my marriage is wrecked. What next? And I became quite angry at that point, and it was very much, right, well, what's next? What else? Tell me everything I need to know now, because I am absolutely sick of you giving me these blows. I
was shocked. It never entered my mind once. What Marie and I have between us, I don't think anything will ever manage to break it or even have put a dent in it. Yeah, it was hard. But then again, I've found myself, I don't really see the wheelchair and the frame. I still see the woman that said yes to me 14 years ago. So I don't have any problem with that. I never want her to feel that she's tied to the chair or she can't do things. So therefore I just facilitate. It's just making sure everything's in place and ready for her to do what she wants, which is so much.
So if you can get there directly in line with the box, you'll be pretty good. So you want to be centred. And the best way of doing that is just being neutral, neutral, neutral as you hit it. Don't do anything with the riggers. You'll ride off, and now you can make a right turn. When Marie is focused and comfortable and we think that the slope conditions are right, we will slowly approach the first of the two features we're going to work on.
It's a longer box than what I've ever looked at before. The run up to the box, John had said, don't worry, we'll sort out how the box is going to look on the run up. You need to be aware though that there might be a drop off at the end that might add to a bit of air. I will continue to think about that until I'm actually at the box.
So we can successfully ride over or off a feature, and then we need to control our speed.
I'm waiting on calamity.
There are objective hazards.
I'm doing a dynamic risk assessment as we speak. It's like, oh. Shit.
do it again?
Yeah, that was great.
You're well done.
I feel absolutely incredible. I just can't believe it happened actually. It's unbelievable. My heart feels as if it's going to sort of jump out of my chest. So incredibly proud of myself, but all credit to the partnership that I've got with John, because I would never have attempted that without having complete trust in him.
And I would now say that my confidence is better than what it's ever been. I'm stronger than what I was before because I've had to overcome this and learn to live with this every day.
Woo! Yeah. Yes.
And it takes you a very long time to realise that the injury doesn't define you. You realise that you're still the same person, you just come on wheels.